got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso!
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Good. Now, the basic cast. Well done.
It's very fun actually.
Very good, but the best way to practice is by duel. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Protego!
This should be easy. What are you doing up there? Protego.
Levioso!
Case things. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Imran, look at how realistic this game is. Oh my god, look at this new laptop. My glasses Oh.
Clear leh.
Look at how...
Aku macam The Sims.
The funny thing is, this is like low graphics tau, not even high yet.
Serius tak?
Yeah. Aku boleh main Ultra. Cuma tak nak laptop aku meraung. Hari tu aku main meraung laptop aku. Tak boleh. Kalau kau nak aku boleh je bagi. Kau ada Steam tak? Kau ada Steam ni aku share account kau.
Hari Steam.
Okay. Okay, Imran. Okay.
I do have Steam app.
Okay, Imran.
Every morning I
Kau Steam apa masalahnya?
Steam tengok kau.
Mungkin kau.
Oh like aku nak kan line apa dah.
Mana?
Pinggang ke kat pintu. Lampu kan.
Macam mana aku tukar magic aku kan? Oh, okay, nanti.
Tukar lampu kecil. Sekejap. Masuk kat mana? Dia dorang aku.
Kenapa?
Dia dorang aku.
Tinggal.
Bukan. Abang.
Macam mana boleh tak bawa?
Aku bawa dia dorang sebab apa dia. Dia kat rumah dia dorang. Kat sini dia dorang. Dia dorang.
Oh, okay, faham.
Enjoynya.
You know, I have a mouse. But I was like, holy fuck, there's an attack sharp mouse. Harga 700. I snatched it for 150.
I felt more like I was dueling an expert.
Yeah, aku dah ni.
Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deftly the one. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Mouse kau rosak ke apa?
Tak ada saja beli baru. Ini satu spare tak ada aku mandi. Aku tahu ni.
Yang itu pakai temu.
Ha? Apa?
Yang tu pakai temu. Beli kat temu. Temu, I don't know what it is. How do you call it? I don't know.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organisation.
Walaupun dah pancak kat dinding.
Dia kalau baca dia lagi bright.
Yeah, that's the point. Jangan kau.
Sekali ngap.
Kau tahu adik aku dia reply apa je? Aku cakap kat dia, nak beli barang kan? Kau tahu cakap apa? Babi.
Ni lah temu.
Tapi tak jual phone. Itu guna tu. Pasal option tak banyak tau. Kan make sense agak kalau apps baru. Oh tu ajak tadi. Comel.
Shopee buat benda macam ni juga apa dia?
Comel.
Apa ni?
Ni women section tau.
Ni apa?
Women section.
Saya ada man.
Kita cakap women, men.
Bukan saya ada gambar man tadi.
Oh tak tahu aku.
Tapi okey.
Boleh lah.
Macam Shein ke? Aku takut lah sebab aku dengar daripada si Shein tu dia apa ambil
Budak-budak.
bukan yang budak satu tak dia ambil kita punya info.
So application ambil info kau salahnya.
Tapi aku kan tak lah.
Jangan cakap buat aku takut
Macam diorang tu macam memanglah diorang mestilah.
Allah.
Okay, macam
Kalau kau takut sangat TikTok yang kau install tu pun sama je.
kan
Dia macam mana semua application yang kau download ni, semua info dapat kau dijual kat government dia. Itu cara senang aku nak explain lah. Kalau dia tak jual apa, mesti government dia kata kan, hey, I want your data sebab kita nak kaji ni ke kaji tu. Tak kisahlah dia baik ke buruk, government mesti ambil punya. Kau tak payah lari. Aku nak beli phone, aku tak ada phone. Ada yang dapat cuma Oppo, semua Oppo. Reno dapat, ada Reno 4, Reno 6.
Timun di negara Malaysia.
China ke?
Tapi aku tak iklan di sini bro.
Apa dia?
Iklan dia. Promosi di sini bro.
Oh, itu dah pasal. Aku knowing tak.
Apa langsung sini. Demo ni.
Itu lah. Biasa. Tech shop ni keyboard lah. Siapa ni? Oh, short date win-win. Babi pergi jalan-jalan tak ajak. Kimak.
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
lah. Oh my gosh.
Revelio.
Aku draka buat Razer semua ni.
Leviosa. Lumos. Revelio. Revelio.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Love letter. Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Why would anyone bother sending secret love letters? If you want to win me over, just treat me to a butterbeer at the Three Blues.
I've heard that Isaac Cooper receives several owls a week from secret admirers. I suppose he is rather dashing.
I sent an anonymous howler to Duncan Hobhouse last year because he kept leaving his dirty clothes all over the dormitory. You should have seen the look on his face.
My mother was shocked the first time I sent her an owl from Hogwarts. She'd never seen anything like it. She's a muggle, so of course that makes sense. What? Don't make that face.
I don't think owls make very good pets. You can't snuggle up to them the way you can with a cat.
All of my relatives work at the ministry. Every one of them. I suppose I'll probably be a higher up there one day. Let's just stay in with me.
I tried a knee reversal hex on that small Hufflepuff. I found it rather boring, although, in all fairness, it only partially worked, which did look awfully strange.
Our neighbour at home knows someone who's related to the inventor of Skelegro. It's true. Limfred of Stinchcombe his name was.
I shrugged my mother once. I did? Don't give me that look. You weren't there.
When I fell off my broom and broke 6 bones, they said they'd never seen Skelegro work so fast.
I can't believe she's seen a Thestral. And why should I be impressed anyway? Anyone can find a dead person to look at. She's a little liar.
Revelio.
behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like Gobs. Splendid! Don't lose your composure. Very good. Stay focused. That's it. Not to worry. Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Be sharp. That is how it's done.
Why?
Nak jadi record. Saya sendiri tiba-tiba dapat viral sekarang. Masalahnya aku suka tak pakai sound kau. Kau budak tu.
Brilliant. Here we go.
Umur apa budak tu? The fuck?
There we go.
Dia dah minta sebelum darjah 1. Dia minta darjah 1 dia 4 ke 5 tahun lah. Negara macam gitu.
Mak dia suka budak dia. Gendut. Kenapa?
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
The fuck?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Be sharp.
Oh.
Watch this. That is how it's done.
That's it.
Here we go. Nicely done.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Di mana?
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Reno wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You know it won't work on humans.
A word, if you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting,
Mungkin
sir.
tak ada kelas
What
esok, tak ada
charm
kelas
is
esok.
there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a
Saya rasa punya
student
bapak
as Miss
meninggal.
Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss
Tak, lah, kita ada
Onai
test hari
is
Khamis tu.
always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of
Aha.
late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you
Lawaknya,
instruction
aku tak tahu macam mana
outside of the ordinary
member aku tahu
curriculum.
yang nak cerita aku tu punya bapak
Expect to
meninggal.
hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.